My name is Teresa. I'm sitting in the cabin of a private jet, sipping mineral water and looking out at the vast ocean. The sun casts a perfect line of light on the wing, and I can't help but smile. It's not because I'm flying in luxury, it's because I'm finally free. 2 days ago, I was at my sister's engagement dinner. The evening was picture perfect, with white string lights twinkling in the backyard, a long table dressed in elegant linens, and a private chef preparing a delicious meal. I arrived 20 minutes late on purpose, slipping in through the side gate. My mother greeted me with a sugary voice, saying they weren't sure I'd show, which really meant they hoped I wouldn't. My sister, Lily, floated over, dressed to the nines in a champagne, silk dress, and a huge diamond ring. She scanned my simple black sheath dress and said with a tight, lipped grin, "You look cozy. You've always had such simple taste." Throughout the dinner, the table was full of chatter. Everyone was congratulating my niece, who'd landed an internship at a marketing firm, and praising my cousin's girlfriend, who'd been promoted at a local bank. No one asked what I'd been up to. I was the odd one out, the woman who'd never settled down, who didn't live in the same town, and who never posted about her life on social media. By the third course, the comments started. Uncle Tom leaned over and laughed. "Still driving that old Ford? I bet it's got more miles than my tractor." Others joined in, making fun of my so-called bargain bin taste. Lily chimed in. "She's so grounded. Never let success go to her head. She's never cared about appearances." Her fiancé, Alex, seemed to go along with it at first. But then, as the plates were being cleared, Alex leaned across the table and asked, "Hey, Teresa, this is random, but do you have anything to do with a jet I saw in the Maldives last week? It had Heart Enterprises on it." The room went dead silent. Forks stopped moving, and all eyes were on me. I looked up, met his gaze, and calmly said, "That's me." My cousin's jaw dropped, my mother's eyes narrowed, and Lily went pale. Alex stammered, "Wait, you're the one who closed that big deal with a major shipping company last year? That was huge." Lily laughed awkwardly. "She's kidding, right?" I stood up, placed my napkin on the plate, and said I had an early flight. My mother tried to stop me, but I walked out. As I reached the gate, I heard someone whisper, "She has a jet." I drove home in silence, feeling a strange sense of weightlessness. That night, around midnight, I got a message from Alex. He apologized for putting me on the spot and said he respected what I'd done. I replied, "Thanks. I'm used to awkward." That was just clarity. This wasn't the first time I'd felt like an outsider in my family. I grew up in a small town with strict, traditional parents. My father was a hard, working factory worker, and my mother was a homemaker. They always favored Lily, the pretty and popular one. I was the practical, quiet girl who loved technology. When I was 24, I moved to the city to pursue my dreams. Those first few years were tough. I bounced from one low-paying job to another, living in a tiny, windowless apartment and eating ramen noodles. I started a side project, a software tool for small business owners to manage their inventory. It was a simple idea at first, and I coded late into the night while working customer service during the day. 3 years later, a large e-commerce company in Asia discovered my product. They reached out and asked if I'd consider scaling it. With their support and a lot of hard work, my company grew. I got seed funding, then a Series A. By the time I was 36, I had a successful business, a team of employees, and international clients. I didn't flaunt my wealth. I kept my old car, flew coach, and didn't talk about my business. I didn't need my family's approval to feel successful. I used to try to fit in, sending gifts and volunteering to pay for dinners, but it only made things worse. Once, I offered to help my nephew with his college tuition, and Lily told everyone I was trying to buy their love. When I was 30, I had a serious health scare. I was in the hospital for weeks, but not a single family member called or sent a card. My neighbor, a kind-hearted stranger, took care of me. That was when I realized I couldn't expect anything from them. I stopped trying to please them. I stopped sending holiday texts and stopped showing up for every family event. But I still went to the big ones, like Lily's engagement dinner, because a part of me still hoped they'd see me for who I was. The next morning, I got a text from my mother asking why I'd never told them about my business. I didn't answer. Their question wasn't about curiosity, it was about control. By noon, cousins I hadn't spoken to in years were asking to catch up. But their invitations were too late. I declined politely. Now, as I sit in this jet, I know I've found peace. I don't need their validation. My worth comes from the hard work I've put in, the risks I've taken, and the life I've built for myself. I've outgrown their version of me, and I'm ready to embrace the freedom that comes with being true to myself.